Hello everybody, this is Mr. Brackett with an instructional video, and this is a video that I've wanted to make for some time. I often run into situations where users on their computers have apps set up or software set up to open files of a particular kind, but it's not the software you would expect. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. The first thing to do is go down to your Start menu and to type the word Default. And this should bring up an app shortcut called the Default Apps. And if you click on it, this is going to open in your Windows settings. The default apps you see, they're all arranged here. The default app for email, if you use a client for your email, that would be defined here. Maps, music player, photo viewer, these are all well and good. Maybe video player, default web browser. If you prefer not to use a Microsoft web browser, you can put something else in here. But the trick is really to scroll down here to where it says choose default apps by file type. What this will get you is a much larger list of all of the different file types that you're likely to ever use on a computer, and once the file type list comes up, you can see which apps are set for your over here on the left. You see many of these files could be file types that you're not even familiar with. For example, an ACP file, if you're not a network technical kind of a person, you wouldn't know that an ACP file is a Wireshark capture file. But you can see that on my computer, ACP files are set up to be opened by Wireshark. And what this means is, if I have an ACP file on my computer and I double click on it, it's going to open in Wireshark automatically. Other file types that you're more likely to be familiar with, if I scroll down to the P's here, you can see that on my computer PDFs are set to open with Adobe Acrobat. You can see that if I scroll down to PPTX, those are set to open automatically in PowerPoint. I can scroll up to DOC files, and you'll see that DOCX files are set to open in Word. This list for any file type you might encounter, you see that many of these are blank because I've never opened a UDT file. I've never opened a VBX file, and so a lot of these are blank because I've never chosen a default piece of software to open certain file types. But the reason that this becomes useful is especially if you're opening a file on your computer regularly and you discover that it opens in a program that you don't want it to. Browsers are especially famous for wanting to be your Swiss Army knife for opening all kinds of different file types, and it may not be that you want your browser to open files of certain types. For example, PDFs. You see, if I click on PDF, Windows 10 recommends that Microsoft Edge should be my PDF software of choice. But of course I don't want that when I have Adobe Acrobat installed on my computer. And so many users might say, I want PDFs to open in Adobe Acrobat. Now the way to do this without coming into this settings menu, of course, you can open, let's see if I can find a PDF. There we go. Let's say this is a PDF right here. That's not one I want to open. But let's try this one. You see, if I right click on this PDF, it says open with Adobe Acrobat. But I also have the option to open with. And it says these are my options. If I go down to choose another app, basically puts me in this menu where I can say which app I want to use to open PDFs. And if I click on this down here, that'll always be my PDF software of choice in the future. Now, clicking that and clicking OK makes the change that we had open over here. So let's say, for example, I try to open this and I say open with, and I say choose another app, and I say Microsoft Edge, always open with Microsoft Edge, and I go to OK. Now Microsoft Edge is going to open. You see that all of my icons for PDFs have changed to a different icon. That signifies that a different piece of software is going to open it. And now while I wait for Microsoft Edge to open, which I really don't want, because Microsoft browsers are horrible, I can go back here. I can say default apps, and I can scroll down and choose default apps by file type. And while oh, there it is. Oh, I thought I had it. Oh, there it is. So I go back here, I scroll down to PDFs, and I say, wait, no, I made a horrible mistake. Please don't open my PDFs with Microsoft Edge. Instead, open them with Adobe Acrobat. Now you see all the icons over here for PDF files. They switched back. And that's the way you make those default software edits. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.